Hey guys, so I learned this gele style and I thought to share with you guys. If you're interested, keep on watching. So I should mention this style requires you to have a very long ashoke gele. I'm using like an 82-inch scarf, 82 to 85 inches, but the person that taught us used a 90-inch scarf. So if you have something longer, I would advise that you use it. So basically I'm just showing you guys the texture of my gele and how I am measuring. I divided it into 50-50, and now I am taking off 10% from the other half. So basically I have a 60-40 scarf. I'm going to take 1 inch in to make one pleat, and I'm going to place it on the head. So right now the 60% is on my right side and the 40% is on my left side, right? So I'm going to make sure that I place it properly on her head, and I'm going to make sure that both ears are covered, and I'm going to cross both hands or both ends at the back of the head and bring them forward. Now the 40% side is going to cross the head now and make the base pleats, and then the 60% side is going to make us the fan. So as you can see, the 40% side goes round but just barely, and you're going to know why soon. So basically I'm just telling her to turn so you guys can see what I'm doing, and I'm going to make about 7 pleats as the base pleats, right? So this is the pinch and pull method, and you can also do the other method where your 4 fingers are inside making the pleats, but this is easier for this method of gele, right? So I'm just going to make sure that my pleats have the same distance and the same width among themselves so that they can form a perfect base for me. So I'm just making sure to count and make sure that I have about 6 to 7 base pleats, and as you can see I am tracing them all over to the other side. You do not want to lose any of your pleats. Now this is the reason why you needed a shorter side of the gele to do your base pleats. Why? Because when you're done, the longer side is going to cover them up, right? So this is why you need your shorter side to be like this. This is exactly why, you see. So I'm using the 60% to cover it up. I just want to apologize because this part that I really wanted to show you guys got covered by my arm, but I'm going to try as much as possible to explain that. So I kind of made 3 pleats, and in order to get this style perfectly, I'm going to pull from the back. If you do not do your base properly, pulling is going to lose your gele for you. So you're just going to pull all the extra fabric because that's what's going to make the fan. And since I didn't show it, I'm going to explain it manually, right? Basically in order to make those pleats that you can see now that will form that fan, this part that I'm holding, I made the pleats to be kind of smaller and closer to each other, while the top where I am approaching, which is the crown of the head, I make that part a bit bigger. Why? Because as it's bigger, it's going to form like that A-shaped gele, and the top is not going to have too much close pleats together, while the lower part is going to have closer pleats in order to form the fan as you approach the top. I really hope that as you're watching, you're kind of getting the gist, and I feel like this method is easier to follow if you have your own gele at hand. So it is important to have yours so that you can practice as I am showing you, right? So it's easier to tie on a model, but trust me, I was determined to learn. Like when I didn't have a model, I used to use my tie, and my tie is pretty thin, but I made do. So you should get your gele and practice as you're watching. So as you can see, the fan is kind of taking shape. You make the side pleats a little bit smaller, and as you're approaching the top, you make them fatter. I did this purposefully so you guys can see it repeatedly. Just keep on watching, and when we switch to the other side, I will come and explain what I'm doing there. Now moving on to the other side of the head, I should also mention that you want to make sure that you trace all your pleats. Do not think you can cheat this gele style, because it will definitely expose you. What you want to do is to trace all your pleats from left to right. You can always use your fingers to trace and feel if there are some pleats that want to be missing. So as you can see, I'm just tracing them, kind of step by step, and a little at a time. You cannot do everything at the same time. And as I'm doing it, as you can see, I'm also trying to pull up and form my A shape while I trace my pleats downwards, right? So basically, as I mentioned, on the sides of the ear, you want to take the pleats equally and smaller, while on the top of the head you want to take them bigger. As you can see, as I am tracing my pleats, I am still pulling it upwards so that that fan will be perfect. So basically, when I was done, I got her to hold it. I haven't tied it yet. I came back and did a few arrangements because I was kind of obsessed with the fan. So basically, after I'm done arranging a little bit, I'm going to go to the back and tie. Like they always say, the shorter part should be up, but basically these two parts were the same length, so I just tied them anyway. So the other part that you're going to use to make the knot is the excess fabric. You just twist around and get another part where you're going to make the knot with. So I just made a knot. You want to make sure that you're kind of firm with this, because as you can see, it's short, so it's not going to be tight, which is why I recommended you use a longer gele in the first place. So when I was done, I came back and tried to still arrange. I should also tell you that the start in this gele has kind of gone away because it's an old one. But if you have a new one, trust me, and a longer one, your gele style will come out perfectly. Please always come back and watch this video severally so that you can get the steps. I know it wasn't as detailed as I'd had liked, but I feel like I shared a little bit of information that I wanted to, and hopefully you can try it and let me know. Please comment in the comment section if this video was helpful. Type helpful in the comment section, and also type gele in the comment section, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.